everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is V. For today's video I'm going to be talking about how I stay motivated. Now, disclaimer number one is that I'm not always motivated. Obviously that's obvious, but I feel like I have to say it because I don't want to set unrealistic standards for you guys, because I promise you, you do more work than me, you are much smarter than I am, and you are a lot more motivated than I am. I just happen to share my life on the internet, so it might appear as though I am. However, a lot of you have been asking, what do I do, what are my top tips? So I'm here to share them because that's what I want to do. I want to serve you guys, provide you guys with the information that you need so that you can go on to do bigger and better things than I've ever done and go on to change the world. Please do make sure you press subscribe because we are growing and growing, and I want to see our family hit 160,000 by the time that summer ends. So without further ado, let's get into how I stay motivated. So for me, number one is pretty simple. You need to know why you are doing it, and that's always the most important place to start, is to understand why you are doing something, because everything you do in life you must know why you're doing it or what your purpose is. Without having this why, nothing else will work for you. You must absolutely know what you're doing, why you're doing it, what you want to achieve, and where you're going. So for example, for me, I knew for a fact that I wanted to get myself to Harvard. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I knew at some point in life I wanted to get there. I know that I need to revise for my GRE test. I know that I need to work on my personal statement. And I absolutely know that I need to stay on top of deadlines. This is my long-term goal. On a day-to-day basis, I've got to put in short-term work in order for me to be able to do this stuff right here, which is all going to lead to this big goal here, which is Harvard. But I know that because I know my why. So every day I wake up, I'm absolutely motivated to ensure I'm doing everything in my power to make sure I get to this point here, which is my reason and my drive for staying motivated. So you've got to make sure you have an end goal to whatever it is you're doing, and you know what that journey is going to look like and what that process will look like. Because without knowing your why, you can truly never get to the goal, because if you don't know why you're doing something and you're simply sailing through, you're not going to be as motivated when no one's around to get the work done. And for you to truly get the work done, there has to be some kind of motive, some kind of end goal, some kind of reason behind everything. So that's reason number one. The second thing that I do to make sure I stay motivated is I get rid of all distractions that are not necessary, that are going to make things a little bit harder for myself, and I simply put them away whenever I need to focus, locked and sealed in there like that. And then I can go into my workspace, study, and I've put the thing that distracts me the most away, and I know what it is. It's my phone, my friends, my family. They're easy to distract me. So you've got to ensure that you've put whatever your version of distraction is. It could be Netflix, could be the TV, could be whatever it is. Try to put it away to ensure that you are performing at your best. And the next thing that I'd recommend is that you surround yourself with things and consume stuff around you that's going to make you more motivated than you already are. And for me, on this laptop, when I'm watching YouTube, the people that I watch happen to be my friends. People like Jack, Jade, Ruby. They keep me motivated because I watch them being super motivated. And when I wake up and I watch Jade's story and she's up, ready to go, it makes me want to get ready to go. But if I was sitting there just watching Netflix all day long, or watching people who don't really do much work and stuff like that, I would want to feed into that and become what I'm consuming. So the same way that you are what you eat, you are what you watch and consume and listen to and hear. And I love podcasts, you guys know that. And right now I'm listening to the Michelle Obama podcast, and she is one motivational and inspirational woman. I also love listening to like audiobooks or reading books. I just love having people around me or consuming stuff around me that makes me want to do even better. The people you choose to surround yourself with is really important because they will help feed into your energy and your mind space and how you're going to take your day or your week or whatever it is you're doing forward. So you've also obviously got to plan ahead. I feel like it's so important to plan ahead and to have some kind of a to-do list going on, because it makes things a lot easier. You guys already know this. I swear by to-do lists. I live by them. They are everything for me because I can see what tasks need to be completed and how long will I need to complete them, and I can tick along as I go. And that also makes you feel a little bit accomplished when you feel like, okay, things are going down, the list is getting down, like I'm doing something. So I think planning ahead is really important, and also having a to-do list. Something else that's super important is making sure you keep yourself accountable somehow. For me, I'm lucky enough to have you you guys, 150,000 human beings who are watching on a daily basis and making sure that I'm doing what I said I would do. So once I make a video like this, for example, and I've told you guys how I stay motivated, if you guys see me later on not doing these things, you can be like, hey V, like what's going on, is everything all right? So that you guys keep me accountable. And I also have my friends. So in your life, you've got to make sure someone's watching, someone's keeping, not a track record per se, but someone's just watching a little bit. I feel like when you don't have anyone to either answer to or anyone to kind of make promises to, you might let yourself down and be like, oh, it's okay, I'll just do it another day. Whereas when someone else is counting on you or they're holding you accountable, you feel like you have more of an obligation to do it. So just having something, whether it's actually your to-do list that's your accountability partner, because if you haven't ticked off the stuff, you haven't done it, which means you've let yourself down, or maybe having a friend or something. I happen to have social media as my accountability partner, which is quite lucky. But yeah, find something that keeps you grounded and keeps you on track. Okay, so I've already kind of sort of touched on this point here about having your goals, having some long-term and short-term goals. Really important to have that broken down version of whatever your long-term goal is, and having like 5 or 6 long-term goals and then having like 10 short-term goals is amazing, because all your short-term goals should be feeding into your long-term, which means that every day that you're doing something, you know that you're working towards something bigger and greater that's gonna like be a massive thing that you want to accomplish. So make sure that you set out those goals, and then every day when you wake up and you're doing something, you know where you eventually want to get to. I have these 3 major goals that I am working towards for the next year and a half, and I know how much is at stake, and for me it's so crucial and vital that I get to those goals, and I've already started prepping for it, and I don't even need to like prepare for another 4 months or 5 months, but because I care so much and I really want these 3 things to happen, and if they happen, you guys will be so happy. It's gonna be so cool. Can't share it right now because I'm quite protective about my goals, but like when it does happen, you guys will know all about it, obviously. And yeah, so make sure you have like some good long-term goals that get you excited, that make whatever small tasks that you're doing that you hate, make it more worthwhile, you know. Then these next ones are pretty simple, and so we'll group them together. The next one is sleeping on time, going to bed on time, waking up on time. It's such like basic science. The more sleep you've got, the more energy you've got. The more energy you've got, the more stuff you can do. The more stuff you can do, the more motivated you are, and bada boom bada bang, you reach your goals, right? Then the next thing is also playing music. Like I absolutely swear by playing music. Right now I'm not studying per se, I'm just doing work for general life and stuff, so I can have music with lyrics and things and not be distracted. So playing music all around the house, always having like good vibes and good energy going on, helps keep me motivated, and I don't know if it would work for you guys, but I hope it does. Now this is something that's actually quite crucial that I have on my list here, is making your studying a little bit fun, a little bit lighthearted. Don't, even if it's studying or working, whatever you're doing right now, because I know it's summer, make it enjoyable, make it fun. And for me, I like to break things down into tasks that are manageable in bite size. So I do about half an hour's work, 5 minutes off, half an hour's work, 5 minutes off, half an hour's work, 5 minutes off, because it breaks things down. And taking breaks is so important. Whether you're taking an hour break for lunch or whether you're taking a walk or whatever you're doing, taking breaks is important, and also knowing when to stop. Because if you're going from 8 a.m. until midnight, you're not going to have any energy, you're not going to be motivated, it's going to feel like a drag. You need to have like a good set routine where you know that you only work 9 to 5 and the rest of the time you're off. Like make sure you respect your time off as much as you respect your time on. And the last thing that I'd say is make sure you have a good study space, a good study zone, because if you don't enjoy where you are working, you're gonna hate being there. And I also know that not everybody has the luxury of having a study space. So if you are working from your room, like create a little corner, or try to do things that separate like where you're sleeping to where you're working. And even if you are doing it all in the same room, or whether you are doing it on your bed because you don't have a desk and things, just try to have a way of differentiating on and off time. So maybe if you're studying on your bed and you don't have a desk, make sure that whenever you're now studying, your bed is always made. Always made. There's no unmade bed. You can't get in the covers. There's no hanging by the pillows. None of that. Like make sure it's like strictly I'm on this bed because I'm working on the bed. If you do have a desk and you're lucky enough to have one, make sure that your desk is just ready to work, clean, clear space, and there's no things on there that can distract you. It's all just motivational, let's go kind of stuff. And if you are even lucky enough to have a study room, oh, even better. Like that's the dream right there, right? You can really separate your free space to your study space and stuff like that. So those are my top tips. That list, it looks really messy, but I work well with like being able to splurge everything I need on a piece of paper down. And that's pretty much everything that I have on the list for you guys. I hope that was somewhat helpful, but those are the things that I do that keep me going, and knowing when to take time off. And when I'm having a break, I'm either reading a good book, playing my keyboard, taking a walk, talking to my friends, watching Gilmore Girls. There's a lot of stuff that I do to make sure I separate the work side of stuff from what I enjoy. But also another thing is, if you really love what you're doing, it won't feel like work. Like right now, technically I'm working. By putting up this YouTube video, I'm technically working, but because I love what I do so much, it does not feel like work. When someone says this is my job, I'm like, oh, that's so weird. Like, don't say that. It's what I like doing. It's my hobby. But really, if I do make money from it sometimes, it means that it is a job technically, but because I love it so much, it just doesn't feel like it. So if you can turn whatever version of work you've got going on into something you love, like, your productivity levels are gonna shoot through the roof. And those are my top tips. I hope you guys find them helpful. I really do. But if you've got the chance, please press subscribe. Let's keep the family growing and glowing. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope this was helpful somewhat. Bye.